Okay, let me tell you something. First of all, I love this phone. I am in love with this phone more than any other phone I have had in the past few weeks. And I'll tell you why I love this phone so much. First of all, it's cheap. I think I paid like 360 bucks or something for this, or it wasn't very much. It was brand new from Amazon.com. And it's at least $200 cheaper than your S4 regular. Now, it doesn't have the same specs, as the S4 full size. It's smaller. It has a slower processor. It has, less RAM. It has a weaker camera. But, all that crap aside, because if you've seen my videos, you know that I don't really like to talk about specs because I don't really care about specs. I want something that works and works well and fits in my pocket and I like to use and offers me what I like in technology. So specs aside, this phone is really, really, really cool. First of all, you can see that it's actually rooted. And so I have this guy running CyanogenMod 10, and it's fast. And then, this phone is really, really quick. There's very little lag when you take off TouchWiz and put on an actual good operating system like CyanogenMod. But everything about the phone is quick. There's no delay. The screen is actually really, really, really stunning, I think. I think that in general, this is a lower res screen than, say, the S4. But it's still really, really nice to use. It still is nice and sharp. The AMOLED colors just pop. No problems with the screen as far as I don't really like this compared to the S4. I mean, yes, it's noticeably lower resolution, but still really, really nice to look at. Still really responsive, great color accuracy. It does have this sort of oversaturation like normal AMOLED screens, but you just sort of ignore it. It's not going to be as nice as like your iPhone screen or your HTC screen, in my opinion. I think these guys, Apple and HTC make better screens than Samsung, I think. But, that aside, still a really, really nice display. Other thing I really like about the phone is it fits in my hand. This is one of the only cell phones out today, Android phones out today, that are sort of top of the line, kind of, that fit in my hand. The Moto X was also pretty close to that same fit and had a similarly sized body. But this, I love the fact that I can, reach everything on the screen. It kind of reminds me of like an iPhone 4. I mean, here's an iPhone 4, and you can compare the size here. It's definitely bigger, so I do get a nice bigger screen than this short little screen on the iPhone 4. But, in terms of the fit and finish in my hand, it's nice. It still does have the same sort of cheap plastic Samsung construction. But other than that, like the fit, like the finish, like the feel, good vibration motor, like the buttons, they're all the same, classic Galaxy button layout. Camera, another thing to talk about, 8 megapixel camera, again, not the highest sort of 13 megapixel like you have on the new stuff, but still really, really good quality. No complaints with the camera. I think the photos that it takes are actually really, really good, really detailed, better than the Moto X in my opinion. And so, yeah, just again, totally in love with this phone. I think that Samsung has done a really good job with this sort of Galaxy S4 mini line, and there's actually three models to choose from. There's an LTE model, which is international LTE band, so you can't use it here in the States. The HSPA model, which is what this is, and they actually have a dual SIM model as well. And so you have 3 different Galaxy S4 minis to choose from. The HSPA one, which I have here, runs for me on T-Mobile and AT&T. Again, not LTE, but whatever. HSDPA is fast enough for me. So I think it's a really good phone. My point with this video mostly is that the phone, I finally have an Android phone that fits in my hand and that has a good enough spec, which is fast enough. I can root and install CyanogenMod software on it and fits in my pocket. And I'm really, really liking this phone. I really dig it. I think that they've got a winner here for me. S4, the full-size S4 is great. But it's big. And so if you don't like having that huge phone in your hand the whole time, then you've got to deal with something else. And so for me, this is a winner. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.